Hello guys, and welcome back to this video. In this video we are going to continue deploying our full stack application. So in other videos we already deployed our frontend, as you can see here, and we also deployed our admin dashboard here, and also we deployed our API. Because if you come up here, so you can be able to see that we have subdomains for admin, we have a subdomain for our API or our backend, and also we have our front end, which has this domain right here, because that's not a subdomain for our front end, but for admin here is subdomain, for our API here is subdomain. So we are going to continue with others, and remember in the other videos, if you haven't gone through the other videos, kindly go back and watch, so that when you come to this video, we'll be in the same page. And you can see here for this one, we actually added this asterisk and then dot here the domain name. That means that we can add any subdomains that we want. That's why we have this asterisk right here. So we can have, like, for example, staff.duboisbeauty.co.k, that if we will in future be want to have a staff portal and many other things that you can do with your domain. So now if I come up here, you can be able to see that we cannot be able to load banners right here, and this is because we have not integrated with our backend. Another thing is, also you can see here, also we cannot be able to see, like, for example, the users right here, and this is because we have not integrated our API. And that's what we are going to do. Actually, we are going to make sure that our API is running, and from there I can be able to use now the URL, which is our api.duboisbeauty.co.ke, to be able to access our backend, and to test, for example, if our backend is running. And for example, I can come up here to see. So you can see right here our backend is running, and we can just run npm2 status here, as we talked in other videos, and said that pm2 here helps you to run your application forever. For example, it will be able to restart your application whenever your application has maybe panicked or there's any error and then you're not aware, then it will be able to restart your application. And it is for making sure that your application is running forever. And in this case, because our backend or our API here, we want it to run forever, that's why we have it run by PM2. You can also run more about PM2 in depth in the articles. Maybe I'll add that articles in this description of this video or resource part of this video. So here also I want to know if my API is working, so I can just come up here and grab this api.voicebeauty.co.ke, and then I can be able to add it right here like that. And you can see, yeah, our API is running. And this is because if you check here, you can see these messages here are coming from our backend. And if you can see here, for example, you can see not found, express router there, yes, you can see all these things, and this is because they are coming from our backend. So what we can do is that we need to update our code. So I'm going to just close that page, and I can come up here to my code, and you can see where we have request methods here. Now we are not going to use this here. We are not going to use localhost and then this 800 here. We are going to use now our domain for our backend. So that's what we are going to do, and that we are going to change this for our admin dashboard and also for our front end right here. So let's start with the front end. So I'm going to grab this api.voice.co.ke. Then I'm going to make sure that I add it right here. So I'm going to add it like that. You can see api.duboisbeauty.co.ke. Also, the other thing that I'm going to add here is HTTPS, because remember we installed the SSL. So everything that that is going to be sent through this API here, like this one here, then it will be encrypted. So I'm going to copy this to make sure that it is still the backend API. So I'm going to copy that, and this is to make sure that the domain is correct. So I'm going to paste it here and run it like that. Yeah, you can see it's correct. So also what I'm going to do now, I don't want to type it. So again, I'm going to copy this, and here I'm going to actually make sure that I save, and then I can close this. Now that is our front end. And then also I'm going to come here to our admin dashboard, and right here you can see also we had this part here, and that's why you can see the importance of making sure that you centralize where your backend API is. So in our case here, you can see our base URL here, and other part here we could just call the instance for Axial here, so that we can make API requests, and you can see we are using base URL here. So you can see how easy it is. It's just changing only two parts, and I can close this, and then here I need to push this code. So I'm going to commit. So git add here, and then let me commit. So git commit -m, and then add. So let me just add here git commit -m, and then I can just add here, for example, added domain for our backend, something of the sort. I don't know if it will allow me to push the code to my GitHub. So let me see. So for example, when I add this, let me try, and yeah, you can see it is not allowing. And I think let me try and log into my GitHub right here. So let me see that if they can be able to log in. So I'm going to copy this. Yeah. So I don't know why it's not copying. So copy that, and then I'm going to paste that. Let me enter my GitHub email. So let me add it here like that at gmail.com. Yeah, like that. I think that's correct. And let me try and yeah, it is now logged in, I think so. So let me try and maybe now push my code. Yeah, you can see the code has been pushed. So added domain for backend, you can see it has been pushed. So what I can do right here now in my server, so let me make sure that this is a full screen. So here I can be able to go back. Let me go back to this part here. So like that, and then I want to pull the changes. So the changes that I have made are pushed to GitHub. Now I want to pull them. So if I do git pull here, you can see it is saying that already up to date. I don't know why it's saying up to date, and I feel like I have pushed. Let me check here. So let me see if I have pushed the code. So let me come up to my repositories. I can see that it's as if it has not been updated. So what I can do, because I don't want to waste time, I'll just update it in the direct here in my server. So let me go to frontend like that, and then let me ls, I can see that we have a source folder and C, so src, and then let me ls, and inside here you can be able to see that we have this request method, and this is where I want to edit. So I'm going to just open like that, and you can see here this is where we want to edit. So I can just let me just use I to be able to edit. So let me come up here and I can be able to just remove this and paste. So I can be able to remove that like that, and I can come up here also and copy all of this URL for our backend like that. So copy that, and I can come up here again and paste this, yeah, like that. You can see how easy it is. And now I can save this using Control O and then enter, and then I can exit. Also again, I can go back to my admin. So my admin, actually I'm going to go back 2 steps backward, and then I can just go to my admin like that, and then of course it's source folder, it is source like that, and I'm going to run also this command right here again, and then I for editing, and then I can just come up here and I need to just delete this one and replace now. So this one, let me add it. Let me add the quotation. I don't know why I'm not able to add, yeah, like that. And then I can paste now the backend URI or our backend right here. So I can be able to save, Control O, then enter, then exit like that. And also I'm going to build now our admin. So let me just go back 1 step, and now because we have made changes, we need to build this again. So build, so run npm run build, and then it will be able to build now. So it's building right here, building for production. It won't take time. So you can see here that we have this issue here. Yeah, I know where the issue is coming from. You can see right here. So let me just go back to src, and I can be able to use this command here. It's a silly mistake that I did. So if I come up here, so if I, for example, make sure that I just make sure that this screen is small. So you can see here that we have double I right here. So I'm going to come up like that, and then I can remove that, and then I'm going to save again, enter, and exit. So let me go back again, and then I can be able to build. So let me come up here and build now. I can make this screen full screen here so that you can see how it's building, and you can see we are building inside the server. So it's building here. It won't take time because we are using Vite when we are developing this application. So it's you can literally see that it's building very fast. And also after this, we are going to build our front end. So let's give it some time. Yeah, it is as it is building, and you can see it has completed building that. So I'm going back to my front end. So where is my front end? Yeah, so let me see. Yeah, like that, front end, and then let me make sure that, okay, let me try build. if I have an extra I, just like admin, we are going to also make sure that we remove it. So here it's building. Yeah, for this one I have not added an, actually I added. So here, so you can see the silly mistake that I did. Sorry for that. So I'm going to come up here and open that file where we need to edit. So like that, and then if I make this screen small, you can see we have double I here. So I'm going to remove one like that, and then you can be able to save that and enter and exit. And then I'm going to go back to this part here, and then I can be able to build this. Where is this command? Like that. Actually, there's oh, actually it's running down here. So I thought I had an issue again, but it's building. So here you can see it's building for production, and it's still running here, and you can see it has actually built successfully. So what I'm going to do is to make sure that I now delete this. I want to delete first of all the client where we have a code that is running in our front end. So rm, and let me make sure that this is a full screen so that you can be able to see. So I'm going to delete these two, admin and the client. If I do that, and then because in our client that's where our front-end code is running from, if I reload here, you cannot be able to see anything. You can see it has an error, and also for our admin here, we are going to have an issue. So like that. So let me create other empty folders, and then make sure that we have added that now the updated code that has our backend URI. So I'm going to add here client and admin, and remember these two folders here. This is where we specified the, for our front end it should, in our Nginx we actually indicated that when we are loading our front end, it should load the code that is inside the client, and for admin it should run the code that is inside this admin folder right here. So now I want to get into the front end here. So actually it is inside Beauty Breeze. So like that. Yeah, and then front end. And I think from here I have a dist folder, so I can just do cpr like that, and then I can be able to do dist, and here I can specify everything, and I want to copy everything, and inside the client here I want to, this command means that I want to copy recursively or everything inside this dist folder here into this folder, which is var ww, and inside the client. So I can copy like that, and now if I come back, let's come back here to our front end, and if we try and reload again, so I don't know why it's giving me, yeah, you can see now it's loading, and you can see actually because now it has our backend, it has our backend URI. Now we can be able actually to load these banners here. If I load again, it should be loading random banners. So you can see if I reload again, let me reload again. So I think yeah, it should be loading these different banners right here. So I'm going to reload again. Let me see this time. Yeah, you can see it's loading different, and this is coming from our database. So that means that our backend is working, and also we can do many other functionality that we were able to do in our local machine. So for example, adding to the cart, if you do that and then come up here, you can see it is still here, and also you can proceed to check out many other things. So for admin here, we have not done we have not copied the code though, so that's why you can see still not working. So let's do that. So I'm going to go outside this folder and then get into the admin like that. So yeah, so like that, and then inside here you can be able to use the same command, but this time I'm going to copy inside admin like that. And if I do that, I have copied all the files that we had here and copied to the admin. And remember, we are copying from this file or this folder here because this is the folder that contains the code that is generated after we have run npm run build or production ready code here. So it is stored inside the dist folder. So if I come now to the admin side and reload here, so you can be able to come here, for example, to users, and you can see users here from our database. So now we have actually made sure that everything is working and we have deployed our, our full stack application. So right now I expect that you can be able to uh, build your full stack application and be able to deploy them. So in other videos, we are going to explore other options for deploying. We are going to, in all those videos also, we are going to see how you can deploy using Docker and also other tools like Kadi, and maybe we are going to also include CI/CD pipeline. So that's all for this video. Now, thank you so much for coming this far. You can see now we have deployed our full stack application. We have deployed our front end. We have deployed our backend, and also for our admin here. So the other point that I want you to maybe do also is to make sure that your background services is running. So you can just come up here and you can be able to, you need to make sure that your background services is running. So if I ls here, for example, you can see we have our background services. So make sure that you have deployed background services, and you do this just the same way we did with our backend. So this is a simple task, and you are going to just use PM2 and be able to run these background services so that it can run forever. So other thing that you also need to do is to make sure that env for background services here have been set. So if you come here to the code, you can see we have .env. You can copy this and make sure that you can take that and make sure that you have added in the background services here and be able to run these background services. So for background services, another thing that I want to tell you is that it is not a must that you add domain, because it has no, you are not being required to access it using a domain. So what you can just do is to run it using PM2, and then it will do the rest, because it's just an application that is running after a specific time or period. And that is it. I think that's all for now. So I'm going to see you on other courses or other tutorials. Have a great day. See you on the next one.